Bioaccumulation is a scientific term for where a really small amount of chemical starts to become in greater concentrations as it moves up the food chain. And this is the concern about tuna, eating tuna more than once a month, because the mercury levels that are found in ocean water tend to bioaccumulate in the fat of animals. So bioaccumulation in the fat. So toxic metals are the concern here, and a type of toxic metal is mercury. So we're going to just use mercury as an example. Let's say you start out with, in the water, lots of landfills aren't supposed to dump in the ocean, but we do still have areas in the ocean that do get dumped in, where lots of waste gets dumped. And mercury can be a product of chemical waste. So let's say that you have everything's measured in parts per million, which looks like ppm, parts per million. And an acceptable small dose that's not going to hurt you in the water would be like 0.00004 parts per million, okay? Of mercury. I'm just making this number up. Okay, so then you have little phytoplankton that are going to filter feed in the water. The phytoplankton are small micro organisms that are plants. So plant-like organisms are going to then feed off and filter feed this. And so it's going to be taken out as, multiplied actually as more, because it's going to bioaccumulate in the body. So let's just say it's 10%. It's probably not 10%, but we'll just go with that, okay? And it's going to increase in that phytoplankton. Phytoplankton. So up the food chain, what eats phytoplankton? Zooplankton, animal plankton that live in the water. These would be like your dinoflagellates, all different kinds of zooplankton. You can look that up, zooplankton. And phytoplankton would be like euglena, diatoms. Okay, so zooplankton in the ocean would then eat these phytoplankton, and then your concentration of mercury would go up in the body fat. And then there's lots of fish that eat zooplankton, tons of types of fish. So we're just going to say small fish eat, and then you have medium-sized fish here. Wait, medium-sized fish here. And this would go up, say, to 0.4, and then you have 4 parts per million. And then we take it to tuna, because tuna is a tertiary feeder, which means that like a primary producer would be the first animal that eats. So the first animal that eats an animal would be the zooplankton, that's a primary, and then a secondary is a small fish, a tertiary is a medium fish, and actually, I'm wrong, the tuna is a quaternary eater. So that just shows that tuna or shark, any of your top fish predators are going to have metals in their bodies, in their body fat, that have bioaccumulated as they've eaten up the food chain. And so they are going to have the most high toxicity of mercury in the body. So their parts per million are going to be way high compared to what exists in the water. And that's the concern. So try not to eat swordfish, tuna, shark, and you can look up the list of more fish that are way high on the food chain.